Hello everybody, I'm Chris Thomas. This video is about Earth-Wobble, what is causing it, and how it relates to the very unusual and wild weather that Earth has been experiencing for many years now actually. Here we have a representation, well actually it's a snapshot of Earth's magnetic signature taken from one of NASA's websites. You can see the magnetrons coming in, skewed to the left here, the south pole, south magnetic pole, and they're swirling through, and I'll explain this in a minute, and they go through the core of Earth, which is almost moon-sized, solid iron nickel core. This was proven in 1979. So the magnetrons pass through and they come out mag-north, which is skewed to the left here like that. So you can see it's very uneven. Now here you have a protrusion of magnetrons on the upper right here. And so what I noticed is that we know that the mid-Atlantic ridge is magnetic. It's a massive iron mountain range under the water. And but if you take a look at the signature here, and we're going to go over to another model I've got over here. Now here is the magnetic mid-Atlantic ridge. You can see 10,000 miles long. It's a massive magnet on the surface of the Earth under the Atlantic Ocean. So we put this to the right here. You can't see it. All you're going to see is just the upper portion here. Because when it turns like that, you can see the upper portion of the magnetic mid-Atlantic ridge is going that direction. Look up here, you can see the offset north magnetic pole there. It's about 300 miles or so offset from the geographic North Pole. And you look down here, you can see that the south magnetic pole is way over to the left here at 1800 miles from the geographic South Pole. So if you look at that, those placements of the magnetic influences, the three, North Mag, South Mag, and the upper portion of the mid-Atlantic ridge. Now compare that to this. As you can see, this snapshot was likely taken over the eastern Pacific, right there. So that's proof that the mid-Atlantic ridge has a strong magnetic signature. And you can see that's the upper portion. If this was turned, you would see the southern portion of the mid-Atlantic ridge protruding out into space as a magnetic signature, but it's behind in this representation here. So we can see that the magnetic signature of Earth is very, very uneven. Now imagine this is rotating, and it's throwing these off-center magnetrons out constantly as it rotates. So it's creating it's a wobble of magnetic influence constantly. Now we'll not get into the Earth-Wobble just yet. We're about to. So when we look at the size of Planet X, this is just a geometric comparison, which is 4 times the size of Earth. And we take that and we go to this representation here. This is a mass differential. Zeta Talk tells us that Planet X is 23 times the mass of Earth. So I took that and created a circle that is 23 times the size of Earth. So this gives you an idea of the massive size, mass-wise, of Planet X, and therefore its magnetic signature. So now we'll go over to a crop circle. This crop circle is genuine. You can tell because the lines are clean, the geometric shapes are balanced, and there's a great deal of thought put into the circles. Now, only those people who have studied crop circles, when you're using your mind, will see that this is genuine. If you haven't studied crop circles, then you'll have a difficult time deciphering the difference between a genuine crop circle and a false one. But if you're not using your mind, then if you're using your heart mind or your intuition, you can feel the genuineness of these circles. This is confirmed by Zeta Talk as a genuine circle. Hell, I would confirm it because I can tell just by looking at it, my years of study of them. So let's go over to the drawing of this particular circle. Winterborn, May 23rd, 2007. Laid down in Wiltshire, near a town called Winterborn. Here you can see the outer circle encapsulates all of the action inside. This represents the sun. The next orb is planet X right here, this dark orb right there. And this dark orb here is Earth. Now, this arc is the influence of the dominant magnet of the solar system, which is the sun. Now that one is in apparent opposition with this one here, which is the magnetic signature represented of planet X. The center circle is Earth. So Earth has to respond to these two strong magnetic signatures. And so what the ET circle makers are telling us is what is causing the Earth-Wobble, and that is planet X right here. And they're also saying that it's going to get much worse. So this was laid down in 2007. So we know that the 2006 and 2007 was a quiet period for the wobble. The wobble started in 2004 and has gotten much worse because it's 2016 now. But in 2007 it wasn't so bad yet. But this crop circle was portending that the wobble, Earth here, having to respond to these two powerful magnetic fields, would be getting much worse, and it will get much worse. So if you imagine this signature here inside, right in there, and how it, as it orbits, or rather as it rotates on its axis, as Earth rotates on her axis, is throwing out this uneven signature, magnetic signature, and so it's having to respond to these two very powerful dominant magnetic signatures. Now, next segment we'll use this model here, and I'll explain why it is that Earth is wobbling exactly. Okay, our second segment here is to get into some detail about what's causing Earth-Wobble. Let's just quickly recap on the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, which is 10,000 miles long. And these orange areas here are foothills that are probably 1,000 miles long. Could you imagine a foothill before the mountains being 1,000 miles? So this mass on the side of Earth like that, the whole side of Earth is hung this huge iron-rich mountain range. Now, the mountain range was created by the African plate here and the combination of the North and Southern America plate spreading The spread is caused by all the previous pole shifts, stress on the continental structure and causing it to spread. As it spreads, the iron-rich magma oozes out, cools, and forms this mountain range. Here you can see that the dark is the newest, obviously it's in the center. It's the latest accumulation of iron-rich rock. And as it goes through the rainbow of colors to blue, you can see this is the oldest rock here. So you can tell that these continent structures fit together. I believe it was called Pangea, but anyways, or Pangea. So over many millions of years, Earth has been trying to recover from the massive Planet X moon strike that created this amazingly large Pacific Ocean basin. So it's been adjusting ever since, and the spread has created this huge mountain range full of iron, all hanging on the side of Earth. Now this position of this mountain range being so full of iron makes it a very easy catch to affect the rotation of Earth because it's on the outside. So imagine all the way on the outside like that, and as a magnet comes by, a huge magnet like Planet X can easily grapple Earth and hold it. Now that's another video, because this is what causes rotation stoppage, is this mid-Atlantic ridge. Eventually it will lock on to the magnetic signature of Planet X as it passes nearby, and that's what will cause orbit stoppage. And that's why you read in the scriptures of old, it's called, they call it 6 days of sunrise west, and that is a stopped Earth. In not only has it stopped in orbit as of 2003, but it will also stop rotating for a few days while just prior to the pole shift. But that's another video. Here we have Earth, and I've notated the globe with the various influences of the magnetic signature of Earth. Remember, we are talking about a very uneven signature here. So as Earth rotates from east to west, this magnetic signature is presented to the Sun and Planet X. Remember now, when you look at this computer screen, you are Planet X or the Sun looking at the Earth. So whatever you see here will be the direct influence by Planet X. So you are Planet X looking at the screen. So the Earth rotates. You have these signatures that are influencing Earth's posture. Now Earth can roll. There's nothing to stop from Earth from rolling. If a magnetic signature wants to affect Earth that's unusual, it'll make Earth roll. So now let's take a look at the poles. We have an offset North Pole by about 380 miles. So that's throwing out north magnetrons this way. And then we have a South Pole, which is massively off-center by 1,800 miles from geographic South Pole, throwing out magnetrons coming in. They're coming in this way, massively offset. Now, so as Earth rotates, here's something also you got to keep in mind, that when you're looking, it's Planet X's North Pole is more or less pointed at Earth, not directly, that comes later, but right now it's pointed in the direction of Earth. So this is why, as Earth rotates, you can see that the offset mag north comes into view right there. What happens then is that Earth has a rollback because Earth's north pole doesn't want to gets pushed away by the dominant magnet, which is the planet X north pole. So it pushes it away like that. So it bobs up like that. It causes a roll. Now as we come around, now we're going to ignore these orange ones for the moment. Here we have the south magnetic pole, a massive offset. So what happens is that we have an accentuated roll backwards because these are the south pole of Earth wants to be attracted to planet X's north pole. So we have a pull-up rather. So first we have a pushback of Earth's magnetic north avoiding planet X's north pole, and then in mid wobble we have another influence coming here which accentuates it and it causes an even greater roll like that. So that's why you have the wobble, is because of these magnetic signatures being interacting. Now we know by the other model here that these are magnetrons coming from the mid-Atlantic ridge. So what happens as Earth rotates here, the southern portion of the mid-Atlantic ridge becomes into view of planet X first. So there's a little tug there too. And as it progresses, there's a tug, and the tug up, and as the southern portion disappears around the side, it becomes very little influence. What do we have? We have the northern portion of the mid-Atlantic ridge, which we see here, right there, coming up there. So that matches that, like so, and so you have another little tug at the end. So you get two tugs there. Now I don't have any direction of tug on here, but it's boom, boom, like that. Again, we're rotating around. Now as it happens, when magnetic fields are aligned, in line, such as when the mid-Atlantic ridge is on the opposite side of Earth, it realigns again, because magnetrons flow around planets. They do go through planets, but they can flow around too. So they have a massive signature. Earth is bathed in the magnetic signature of planet X. So again, when at opposition, when the mid-Atlantic ridge is in opposition on the other side of Earth, remember we are planet X looking at the Earth, we have two little tugs, and they correspond to the southern portion and then the northern. Rather, the tugs are down, pardon me. The tug will be down, dip down, and then dip down. And the reason they're down on this side is because on this side is a tug up. There's a tug up here and a tug up here. So that's why we have a dip down here and then a dip down there. So as Earth turns, it's doing these little wobbles. And then here we have the pushback from the North Pole, pushing it back. Then we have continues to rotate, and then we have a little dip down, and then a massive push up from the South Pole. Wants to track to the North Pole of planet X, and another wobble. So this is probably dithering here. So that's what's going on. So when Earth moves like that within a half hour, it's sliding under the atmosphere. So if we've got hot air, and then you've got suddenly you have a cold land mass under hot air, or a warm air mass under Arctic air, you have a massive weather situation. So this is going on constantly, setting up all kinds of resonances and planet and atmospheric conditions. This is constant. So that is what's going on. That's why Earth is having this crazy weather. Now, I have a video for you. Now here you can see representation of a satellite image, FY2D, and the details you have seen in just a little preview image that just explains where this comes from, how it was made, and who made it. But I wanted to show it to you. I found this on the Zeta Talk site. I'd seen it a few years ago, but this is a great piece. It's what it is. It's a set of images that were compiled together, taken probably from, I don't know, maybe a few hours of a snapshot of Earth, and it's repeated over and over. So it doesn't represent the entire wobble signature of Earth, but it's enough to show you that Earth does indeed wobble when you put the right images together, and you go to the work of doing something like this. So here you have Earth wobbling. Proof right from NASA's own satellites. So I hope that you found this video entertaining and helpful. And so this is Chris Thomas signing off on Earth-Wobble. Thanks for watching.